If you've ever stood in front of your paints and thought, I've absolutely no idea what colours go together, well then you're not alone and you're in the right place. In this short training, I'm going to walk you through the key things you actually need to know about colour theory in a way that's simple, clear and actually useful at the easel. Let's jump right in. I'm just going to talk a little bit about colour theory. It's a simple set of tools to help you just paint with more confidence. It's universal across all mediums, whether it's watercolour, oils or acrylics. The same principles apply to all of those. I suppose we're just going to talk about our three primaries first. In every colour wheel you have a red, a yellow and a blue. And it doesn't matter which red, yellow and blue that you use. I have three here from Golden. They'd be classified as your warmer colours or your classic colours. They're referred to as cool colours. So in the warm colours or the classic colours we have Perioli red light, we have the cadmium yellow medium and we have ultramarine blue. And then in the cooler colours we have quinacridone magenta, cadmium yellow light and phthalo blue green shade. But I'll explain a little bit more about that later. I just want to explain a little bit now about the colour wheel, just to give you a basic understanding of colour theory. So this red, yellow and blue are our classic primaries. And I'm just going to paint them out here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So we have a red. We don't have to be too perfect here. It's just to kind of give you the idea about what this is all about. So that's our red. I'm using acrylics as well today. Three primary colours, red, yellow and blue. And these are referred to as a hue. Any form, any colour in its pure form is referred to as a hue. So these are pure colours. And any colour on the colour wheel can be mixed from these three colours. A lot of people wonder as well, what's the difference between hue, value, tint, shade? It all seems a bit complicated. A hue is just the pure form of a colour. The value is kind of the lightness or the darkness of a colour. A tint is a colour plus white. And a shade is a colour plus black. So a little bit of yellow with white added is known as a tint. So that's the pure form and that's a hue. And then this is our tint because we added white. We have a little bit of yellow and we had a bit of black. So that's our shade. So we had a little bit of black in that there. So hue, tint and shade. And then the value, the lightness or darkness of a colour. So there are three primary colours. To make a secondary colour, if you mix any two of the primaries like yellow and red, you'll get an orange, if a red and a blue, and you'll get a purple, or a yellow and a blue, and you'll get a green. So I'm going to mix those up now next. Red and yellow give us that orange colour. A little bit of red and a little bit of blue will give us a purple. And our yellow and blue will give us a green. So this green, this orange and this purple are known as secondary colours. So any mix of any two of the primaries will give a secondary colour. So for this colour wheel, I'm going to use the other three colours that I have here, the red, yellow and blue. And I'll show you the difference from mixing these colours to the colours that I just mixed there. Going with our yellow first. It's a much kind of a brighter yellow. Our red is this quinacridone magenta. And our blue is a phthalo blue. And we're going to mix some colours from these. So you can see that this is a very different green to the green that we have over in our first wheel. We have a lighter version. If we add a little bit more blue to that green, we get a darker version. I've mixed equal parts red and blue to make our purple. It's a much darker, cleaner kind of a purple. And we'll see it better if you spread it out there than this purple here. If we add more red into this purple, we get a lighter shade of purple here. And if we add some more blue into this purple, our yellow and our red here mixed together give this orange. And when we add more yellow to the orange, we get this shade. So if we were to split this colour wheel down the middle, all of these here would be our warm colours, and all of the colours here be our cool colours on the colour wheel. You can see that these are all mixed with yellow and reds, and red and yellow would be considered warmer colours, and because of the blue is mixed into these greens and purples, this is considered a cooler side to the colour wheel. So that kind of explains a little bit about warm and cool colours and how they impact when you're doing a painting. Cool colours would give you a more of a calming effect. They tend to recede in a painting as well, whereas warmer colours are more energetic. They just bring vibrancy and energy into a painting. And also, if you wanted to have a focal point on a painting, you would choose a warm colour. If you wanted cool colours are like calmness, serenity. This are more kind of hot, warm, vibrant colours. Depends on the mood you're trying to convey. I also want to talk about complementary colours here as well. So anything opposite on the colour wheel, green and red, purple, yellow, blue, orange, they're considered complementary colours. So in this case, it would be this one. This purple would be complementary to this yellow, and so on and so forth around the wheel. The reason we mention complementary colours is because they help to give kind of high contrast in a painting. I'm going to just do a quick demo here on what I mean by that. I'm going to paint a green square here. It's equal amounts of blue and yellow mixed together from this colour wheel here, from these colours. Just going to paint a red dot in the middle of that. Pair these colours together, the complementaries, blue and orange, purple and yellow. These look great together here, and the red and the green. I want to talk about opaqueness and transparency as well in colours. Now, there's no kind of foolproof way of telling whether one particular colour is transparent or if it's going to be opaque. For acrylic paints, like black obviously is completely opaque. White would be another completely opaque colour. Some black lines. And when I drag this colour down over the black line, you can see that this is transparent. You can see the line through the paint colour. Now this is our CAD yellow medium. And it almost covers that, so a lot of the cadmium colours would be considered opaque colours. This is our phthalo blue. It's quite transparent. And this is our ultramarine. Again, that's quite transparent. So that's our quinacridone magenta. Another little bit there. So this is quite transparent, probably semi-transparent. Whereas this one would be a little bit more opaque. And I think as well, by doing this exercise, like this was our cool red, which was the quinacridone magenta, and this was our warm red. And when I say cool red, it means it has more of a blue undertone. It looks cooler, whereas this warm red would have more of a yellow undertone. This is our cool yellow, and then this is our warm. Again, it's kind of visible to the eye that this colour is a little bit colder looking than this one here. And again, this is our cool one. And this is our warm blue. So ultramarine is warmer blue because it has a little bit of a purple undertone to it, which means it has a little bit of a mix of red in there, so it's warmer. As a rule of thumb, the colours would tend to be the cadmiums, earthy tones like umber, and definitely titaniums. So all of these would be opaque. And then for our more transparent ones, as I explained like previously, there's no foolproof way of being able to tell whether a colour is going to be transparent or opaque. In general, the quinacridone colours and phthalo colours tend to be transparent. I have a free guide that's free to download, and it goes through a lot of the warm, cool colours. It goes through a lot of the opaque and transparent colours as well. And it's just a free cheat sheet. Eventually, after painting for a while, this will all become natural. I know at the very beginning it can seem a little bit complicated, but I hope that I've taken some of the stress out of it for you. Just to finish off in relation to opaqueness and transparency, there's a visual indicator on tubes of acrylic paint so that you'll be able to understand which ones are transparent and which are opaque. I'm going to go for our CAD yellow medium, which we used here. And you can see from that there's a black square on it filled in, and that's showing that the paint is opaque. Phthalo blue, this one here, it's transparent, so the square is empty. And then when we have one that's kind of semi-opaque, you'll see on the square that it's half filled in with black and half filled in with white, which means it's semi-opaque. Black, as we discussed, is fully opaque, as is white. You can see the black square there. And we're talking about the earthy colours, burnt sienna, a black square there, and this one is opaque. And then I have a couple of different brands here. I have the Winsor & Newton Professional Acrylic as well. There's nothing on the front here to indicate whether it's opaque or transparent. When you turn the tube over, however, you can see the little black square at the back there to indicate that this burnt umber is in actual fact opaque. This covers most of the colour theory. I hope you've enjoyed this training. If you liked the video, give it a quick thumbs up, and I'd love if you could subscribe to the channel. Thank you.